Hello, friends. Let's start a new chapter, History and Development of Java. Java is an object oriented programming language developed by James Gosling and his colleagues in a company with the name Sun Microsystem. Initially, they gave the name to this language as Oak because so many oak trees were there in front of Gosling's office. Later on, they changed the name from Oak to Java. Let's start the features of Java. Java is an object-oriented programming language. We have already covered in our previous video about that. Second is Java programs are both compiled and interpreted. Compiled and interpreted means we use compiler as well as interpreter for this language. Third is it can access data from local system as well as from net. This is the plus point of Java, that it can access the data from both locations, which is local system and from net. Next is Java programming is written within a class. My dear friends, we need to write the Java program inside a class. This is a syntax of Java program. Next feature of the Java is the Java program are able to create applets as well as applications. Applets are used in the web browsers while creating websites. Next feature is that Java doesn't require any header files, as we used to use in C++ language. We used to include the header files on the top of the program by using hashtag. The last feature of Java is that Java language is a case sensitive language. It means if we write any variable name in small case or in uppercase, it will distinguish both the names. Both the names will be considered different in Java language. Let's understand the terms compiler and interpreter. We use translator. Once we write a program, that program is a set of instruction which we give to computer in any particular language, and that program is known as source code. And after writing that program, to make it easy for machine to understand it, we need to change that source code into the machine code. For that, we use translator. Translators are system softwares which are built-in softwares. They process the language, which is high-level language, and convert the code into the machine level language. They convert from HLL to MLL. Now this machine code is also known as object program. The compiler looks for syntax error in any source code or the program written by the programmer, and once it screens all the full-fledged program, it gives all the errors. Wherever the error is, it gives the line number and the type of error. So the programmer need to remove all the errors altogether and then again compile it till the message comes that there is no more syntax error. On the other hand, if we talk about interpreter is also system software, or we can say the kind of translator which change the source code into object code and checks for its errors, which are syntax errors, line wise, unlike the compiler which does it full-fledged program altogether. Now interpreter will check one line of the program, and if there is error, it will stop the program over there and it will show the error until you remove that error in the one line. Then it will check another line of the program, and if there is error, it will show the error and it will stop processing the program. So line wise interpreter checks the error, and line wise it tells the programmer to remove the errors, and then it will continue. So but the main purpose of both are same, which is to check the errors which are syntax error. Now in Java language, compiler as well as interpreter both we require. Why? Because compiler will compile the program and it will change the source code into the bytecodes as it is shown over here. Java source code, compiler is changing the source code into the bytecode. Now bytecode, now it will go to n numbers of machines. I mean to say, any machine, be it Macintosh, be it any other machine, all types of machines can run the bytecode. So that's what make the Java code or Java language machine independent. Now bytecode will be interpreted on any particular machine. Now there are three types of systems shown over here: OS2, Unix and Windows 8, or it can be Macintosh also. So any kind of platform can have that bytecode, and through interpreter it can process, and then the Java program can be executed to check the report or answer for that. So my dear friends, after that let's start discussing the reserve words. Java reserve words, as you can see: do, try, for, long, catch, const, int, while, throws, double, byte, void, float, class, public. These are all known as keywords or reserve words. My dear friends, these reserve words can never be used to name any variable or any function or any method or any class, because these words have specific meaning so far as Java compiler, interpreter or language is concerned. So these words can never be used for naming purpose. Next come types of Java program. There are two types of Java programs. One is application, other is applets. Applications are also known as stand-alone programs. which can be stored and run on a particular machine. Whereas applets program are designed with some restrictions. They are used on the web browsers. They are used with the websites to make them dynamic. You must have heard about static websites and dynamic websites. So to make the website dynamic, we use Java applets. Next comes the basic structure of Java programming. The basic structure of Java programming roughly we'll discuss over here in this video, and detail we'll discuss in our next video. First of all, we can give comments in any program. Then the class, as I have already told you that Java program has to be written in the class. So second statement should be the declaration of the class. Third statement should be the declaration of the main function. Friends, Java program will always be written in the main function, which is declared after the class. After declaring the main function, we are supposed to write couple of statements inside this function to run the program, to solve the problem. Any type of problem can be solved by writing any program in any particular language. And after couple of statements, then we'll use the closing of the curly braces. Two closing of the curly braces will be there. One will be of main and other will be of class. And this is how we write our Java program. We'll do it in detail in our next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.